This is LaPortia Renae, and you're checking out my boy, David Duane.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning back into On Air with your one and only rock star and my David Duane in the place today on my First Wings Radio. Yes, we've got our girl, LaPortia Renae, on with us now. If y'all don't have LaPortia's album, what have y'all been doing? Like, you got to get the brand new album. It is out already. And she's with us. How's it going, LaPortia?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great and so much better to have you on because like I told you before we got started, I've been loving the album. You killed it and your tone is like so lit. So thank you for joining us today.
No, thank you for having me.
No problem. So let me ask you, the album has been out for a few weeks now. How are you feeling about the positive response to, this the debut project?
I'm so humbled by that. As an artist, like anytime you put a piece of work out, it's subject to criticism and it's subject to not being liked or accepted or understood by people. So to have such a great positive feedback on it, and furthermore for it to be my debut album and have that feedback is very humbling, and it's burst in my heart. So I'm really happy.
That's amazing. And the single Good Woman is definitely a smash. I love it, and a lot of my friends love it. Choosing that as the first single, was it kind of difficult, choosing, a first single, or you felt like very strong, choosing that one first?
You know what? Actually, the label knew a little bit better than I did in that situation. I wanted to choose my second single, which my second single is already. It's getting ready to come out, but it's the title track. But the first thing, I wanted that one to be the first, and they were like, no, start off with Good Woman, let people know who you are. And Good Woman really does, hit on who I am as an artist. It's a very soulful track. It's women empowerment. And it's like that closure song that was needed, I think, for a lot of my fans who followed me during Idol and knew what I had been through and all of that. So Good Woman was definitely not a mistake, but it was the label's idea. And it was, I just trusted them, and it turned out to be great. And now we're moving forward to the second. So.
Definitely. And I got to say, shout out to Motown because they definitely did great, and they're doing great with you. And to know that you have a great team behind you, because a lot of artists don't get the experience to really have a good team or to have a team that's very, knowledgeable. And I know a lot of people at Motown, personally myself. What's it like being able to work with them and then having a great management and a PR team that's just, all around hands down the best?
It's just a blessing. I stay prayed up and I stay, meditating and all of that stuff, trying to make sure I keep my head together and stay grounded. And I feel like God just put these people in my life and gave me the team that I have. Because I have heard the horror stories of being in the industry and everything. And so it was very intimidating and scary, but my team, they've shown up and shown out, and they're great to work with. They understand me a little bit. It's a very give and take relationship, and they're patient with me, and they allow me to have a lot of creative control, which is something that I heard artists don't really get. So I'm just all around blessed. Yeah.
That's amazing. And it's good that you have that creative control because, like you said, a lot of artists don't have that. And being that, you've been able to have a lot of creative control, how's that make you feel? Because, it's a tough industry to really get that, especially with a debut album. And a lot of people do not understand that.
Right. No, it makes me just appreciate, where I am in this, and I never take it for granted. I'm always open to listening to new ideas. I'm not one of those artists that's just my way or the highway, so to speak, but I do I take my ideas and then I take, some suggestions from other people, and when all of us, our creative minds come together, it makes a beautiful, piece of work. And to see that transpire, it's just very inspiring. It makes me want to work harder and keep going.
Yeah, definitely, because you got to keep going. Like I said, you have such an amazing tone and a great album. If y'all are just now tuning in, talking to LaPortia Renae, Already is the album that's out and that we're discussing right now. LaPortia, one of my friends wanted me to ask you, a lot of people know you from Idol. So the biggest thing that, you know, they want to know is, what did you learn from Idol?
From Idol, it was kind of like the crash course to what I'm doing now. And I learned a lot about, like, taking criticism. I learned how to work hard, and I learned how to I learned a lot of the business aspect of things. Like, I was the one asking questions behind the scenes. How does this work?
Right.
What makes it go this way? Yeah, trying to get all the contacts that I could and all the information that I could. Because at the end of the day, you know, being educated in the industry is one of the things that keeps you afloat. So I learned all of that during Idol, and I also, you know, learned how to stick to my gut. A lot of people on Idol pressured me to do things that I didn't want to do.
Right.
And I didn't succumb to that because I had also a lot of people on Idol who told me, hey, stick to your gun. You know, they're going to try and tell you this and that, but always stick to your gut. So it built me, you know, it built some more thick skin. I already had thick skin when I came to Idol, but it built me to be a little bit more, be able to withstand certain pressures, certain criticisms, all of that.
Definitely. And I can see that because I've watched you, like, on Instagram Live, and you are you're very open. Like, you don't sugarcoat, and I like that about you. Because a lot of people aren't that in this day and age, especially as a woman. Like, you have to be. You have to stand your guard.
Right.
So that's very important. And let's talk about one of my favorite records from the album, No Problem, Self-Talk. I love that record. What was it like being able to record that record? Because that one is, like, so ill. I love it.
Thank you. Look, it's so interesting to see which records people, you know, tell me they love, because a lot of the records that were counted as like underdogs are the records that people are, you know, feeling. So you have no idea how happy I am to hear you say that. Self-Talk almost didn't make it on the album, actually, because they didn't think that it was, you know, like they just didn't think that it was a song good enough for the album. But I resonated with that song. Recording it was very just like get the chips off your shoulder type thing. It was just a relief.
Right.
Like when I sing that song, you know, it's just like a, you know, don't care kind of song. It's moving on. It's, you know, moving past something, and it's just that fun, you know, I guess reassurance or self-assurance track. And I love Self-Talk. And recording it was very fun, but it was a little challenging because, you know, I do have a low register. So all of the notes I pretty much drank whiskey the whole album, to be honest.
Really?
I can't. A lot of the songs, like even Good Woman, something that people don't know is I never sang Good Woman in its original key live. It's always a step down because I just can't get up there without, you know, and I don't want to be drunk on stage every night.
Right.
But you still get the growl, because my voice is so low that, you know, even the key down is still a lot higher, you know, than I would think normally. So you know, it works out, but, you know, it was really interesting to hear Harmony Samuels, which produced most of my album with the exception of 3 songs. He produced the 10 songs of the 13, and so he would tell me, Portia, you gotta push it because radio, your voice needs to be a little bit higher than that. So, you know, I was like, okay, let me make me a hottie toddy and, you know, get in there and push it. But and that was something that I didn't know. So it was just a learning process. The whole thing. I learned a lot.
Right. And you listen, you pushed right through. And I definitely was going to ask you, what was it like working with Harmony? Because, like, he's amazing. Like, he's really amazing.
He is.
Working with him.
It was, oh my gosh, it was, I always say it was divine because we were supposed to meet and then the meeting got canceled by my label, but I didn't get the memo. So I showed up anyway and he started freaking out and he was like, oh my gosh, she's here. What is she doing here? Y'all said it was canceled. So the meeting was accidental, but he was like, when you're here, you might as well listen to some music. So he plays me this one song, and it's like a Miley Cyrus type pop song. You know, I'm like, I listen to that kind of music, but I can't
right.
sing that kind of music. It's not me. So he starts asking me, well, what kind of artist do you see yourself? And so I started telling him about my personality because it flows into my artist. And so he's like, oh, okay, you're, you know, kind of fun and funky and old school. So he goes into his, I call it a golden computer because it's just got so many masterpieces in there. And he just starts playing songs. And the songs that we chose that day are the songs that ended up on the album.
Wow.
So, like, it was just, yeah, it was crazy. And we sequenced the songs, you know, we were like, this makes sense, you know, to go here and there. So I mean, everything was very, very ordered and, you know, in place and very well thought out. Like, we didn't just throw anything together, and we worked hard. And he's a hard worker. He pushed me. He also pulled me back because, you know, there were a lot of songs I just wanted to go ham on. Like, I wanted to, you know, do all sorts of runs, all sorts of growls. He's like, Portia, save some for the live stage. So, you know, I had to pull back, and, you know, he was really understanding about that, and he helped me do that because, you know, I am the type of person that anytime I'm singing, even if it's just for my grandmother, I like to give my 120%. So, you know, he taught me, you know, the difference between, you know, radio and live, and he really taught me a lot. I learned a lot from Harmony, and he's so, like, genuine and humble and sweet. And he's God-fearing, so, you know, he prayed with me a lot of times. And he wasn't just concerned with, I mean, our main thing was, you know, the album, but he also helped me with some of, you know, encouragement about my life even. So he was awesome, all around awesome.
That's amazing. And I wanted to even ask you, because you're a mother, right?
Yes, I am.
So how has the experience been, you know, being able to, you know, juggle motherhood and being an artist now? How's that, you know, change for you?
You know, I think I'm doing pretty good with that. I can't even really speak on that yet. I've been busy, but I don't think I've been as busy as it was gonna get. So I kind of been, you know, yeah. So I have a great support system. My mom is here, my sister, my dad. And they all help me with Nayeli, my daughter, and I kind of rotate them. So, you know, most of the time Nayeli's with me when I'm performing places. I travel with her. I don't want to leave her. Yeah. Most of the time she's right there with me, and my mom is my travel babysitter. So, you know, I'm very blessed to have that support system. But every now and then I'll have to go places that Nate can't come, and my mom is there with her and watching her. So, you know, I don't know what I would do without her because I trust no one, you know, especially with that precious gem, you know, and so.
It's so adorable,
too. Thank you. Thank you. She's, you know what, I don't even think she thinks I'm famous. I think she thinks she's the famous one and I'm the groupie. Oh,
no
yeah.
way.
I think, yeah. Oh, yeah, because when we get on, like, I do a lot of Facebook Live and stuff trying to, you know, stay in touch with my fans. And so she will take over the Facebook Live. She will start, you know, singing all of my songs. She knows every song on the album. It's amazing. So and it's just amazing to see her blossom in this kind of, yeah.
Oh, that really warms my heart. Oh, my goodness. That is so cute. That is too cute. So what I also wanted to ask you, because you mentioned live performances, how has the experience been being able to perform this new music? Because I know you said, you know, you perform it in different keys like that than the original. What has it been like? Because I know, like, I haven't seen you live before, but I know that you get down because I watch you on Idol.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what? It's amazing, it's exhilarating, and it's a little challenging at the same time. So it's exhilarating because I get to, you know, one-on-one just, you know, show my fans everything that I was trying to show them through the studio, and it's an exchange of energy. Like, you know, the whole performing process is not just the performer on stage, like the crowd, the people have a lot to do with how, you know, well the performance goes because it's an exchange of energy. And I've been blessed to everywhere I go, you know, the people's energy toward me is just, you know, amazing and humbling. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to give y'all a darn good show, you know, and so it pushes me. And at the same time, since, you know, the kind of music that I do is real soul music, it's really hard to try and keep a voice, you know, for all of the performances because my voice isn't, I've never had training. I've never had voice training, vocal coaching, none of that. So I'm still trying to learn how to take care of my instrument and how to not lose my voice, you know, after just blowing it out, you know, the day before. So yeah. But overall, it's really nice.
That's amazing because you really do kill it. Like I said, I love the album, and I'm just like, I'm so happy like that you're, you know, that this experience is going well for you because a lot of people, you know, they get to have a good experience, you know, their first go around with the album. Even some people that have come from Idol, you know, like they get forced and pushed in different directions, but you stood your guard as a woman and as an artist and said, you know what, you know, this is how I want to be and I want to control my destiny. And that's so important.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you know, I always tell people I never regret anything at all that I went through in my life because it really did shape me into the woman and the person that I am. And, you know, unfortunately, but at the same time, fortunately, I went through, you know, all of that abuse with my ex-husband. And it really, you know, prepared me. So, you know, when I'm pressured or when I'm beat down on or when I'm criticized or anything like that, I'm able to still say, hey, at the end of the day, this is who I am. And so it's really, I think that in a way that situation was a blessing for me. And God always has a way of, you know, just making things right and making things work for the good of you and yourself, you know. So I thank him. I'm so humbled and honored by this whole thing, this whole situation. My dream job was actually to be like a teller or something, you know, work at a desk. I love clerical work.
Really?
To be living yeah, it was. I saw myself as like a substitute teacher, and I was a substitute teacher actually before Idol, but, you know, I love, like, you know, putting in data on the computers and answering the phones. I was like, if I get a job like that, I've lived. And so to live out this fantasy is just, you know, amazing.
That's what's up. Wow. Yeah, it really is. And congratulations once again. Like, this is so amazing. You're living out just, you know, your dream, no doubt. So I know that, of course, the album's out already, but everybody needs to get. I'm gonna keep telling them, and I'm gonna keep telling them they need to get it right now.
Thank you.
And then no problem. And then that's the second single. Now, will we get are we going to get a video to come with this second single?
Oh, yes. We're actually trying to work on a video for Good Woman as well, just because, you know, that piece of work. Yeah, it just deserves a visual, you know, like it's that kind of song. So, yeah, I really want to get a piece of work out there. So we're working on it. But, yes, already definitely going to have a visual. And I kind of got it in my head of what direction I want to go in there. We're already looking at choreographers and directors, but also Good Woman. So we've got some treats in store.
Listen, I'm looking forward to it. I am so pumped and looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing.
Thank you.
No doubt. Well, LaPortia, thanks so much for coming on the show today. Definitely appreciate, you know, chatting with you and everything. We'll definitely have to, you know, stay connected and, you know, have you come back on the show for sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No doubt. And before I have you do a drop for me, tell everybody where they can follow you as far as social media is concerned.
Oh, yeah. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's LaPortia Renae on all three. This is LaPortia Renae, and you're checking out my boy, David Duane.